Hey everyone, this is my another video which is on the topic operator in Python. Generally, operators are the symbols, or we can say the words, which perform operation on the operands. Here comes the question that what is operand? So, the digits or the words which take part in the operation, or we can say that on which we are performing the operation, are the operands. Here I have taken the example a plus b, where you can see that the plus is the operator which performs the operation addition, and A and B are the operands because A and B are performing the task of addition. Now, there are four types of operators. The first one is arithmetic operators, second one is relational, or we can say comparison operators. The third one is assignment operators, and the fourth one is logical operators. We are going to discuss every operator line by line. So, the first one we are going to discuss is about the arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators generally used to do the mathematical operations like addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, and finding the remainders. Here I have written every operator and its function. The first one is plus, which is to do the addition. Second one is minus, used to do subtraction. Third one is asterisk symbol. In Python, we use asterisk symbol to do the multiplication. And the next one is the forward slash, which is used to do the division. If we use a single forward slash, then the output come will be in the float data type. And if we use double forward slash, then the output will come in the integer data type. Both results in the division, but the output formats, or we can say the data types, are different. The next one is modulus. Here the name is modulo. This helps to find the remainder between any two numbers. The next one is double asterisk. If we use double asterisk, then this performs the function of power. If we want to find the power of any number, here I have written this code, which is the example for multiple operations, multiple arithmetical operations. Here we can see. So I have taken the first variable a, which contains the data 5, and another variable b, which contains 3. The first operation I have performed is the summation. I have taken the variable sum. Here sum minus mul div 1 div2 rem pav, these are the variables I have taken here, and you can take the variables according to you. So sum is equals to a plus b. Here the plus sign is performing the operation, and we are storing the output of a plus b in the variable sum. Similarly, in every operation, in the multiplication, subtraction, division, remainder, power, in every operation, we are storing the output in our variable. Then in the next line, we are printing these variables. The line is print, and in the parenthesis, I have written the sum. This is the way to print anything in Python. If you will write print and in bracket here sum, then the output will be the summation of 5 and 3. That is the summation of a plus b. That is 8, which is written on the right side, you can see. And similarly, the minus, that is subtraction, multiplication, every output is on the right side of there. code, and you can see the division in div1. I have used only one forward slash, so the output came is 1.66, which is a float data type. And when I have used the double slash, then the output is an integer data type. This is the main difference in using forward slash or the double slash, while both perform the same task. Next operator is relational operator. Relational operator is used to do comparison between two things, and the output of the relational operators or the operations performed by the relational operators are in Boolean data type, that is true or false. These are the relational operators as I have written here and the name in front of them. The first one is greater than, less than, equality, not equal to, greater than equal to, and less than equal to. It is different from mathematics. So in computer, if you want to show equality, then you have to use equal to sign two times, and if you want to show non equality, then you have to use exclamation mark and equal to sign together. So the interpreter will take it as equality or non equality. For example, if you want to show that 20 is equals to 20 in a Python code, so you have to write 20 is equals to 20. Then the interpreter will take it as the equality and it will read it as 20 is equals to 20. Similarly, in the case of non-equality, let's come to the example. Here a is the variable which contains 50 and b is the variable which contains 20. Here the equal to sign is used only a single time, which means this is not a relational operator. This is the assignment operator, and we will talk about the assignment operator after this. So the next line is saying print and in parenthesis a equal to b. A equal to b here is the relational operation. And as I have said, the output of relational operations are always either true or false. So first we have to interpret what is it is saying and decode it. So here a is equals to b. It is showing the equality that a is equals to b. So we have to check whether it is true or not. So a is 50 and b is 20, which is absolutely wrong. A is not equals to b, that is 50 is not equals to 20. So the output of this line will be false. The next one is a is greater than b, which means it is saying that 50 is greater than 20, and this is true. So the output of this line will be true. Print is the operation which print anything which is given inside its parenthesis. And we will also talk about different type of functions in our upcoming videos. Let's come to our next line, which is saying print and in parenthesis a not equal to b, which means it is saying that 50 is not equals to b, which is obviously correct. So the output of this line is true. And the next one is saying that a is less than equal to b, which means it is saying that 50 is less than or equal to b, which is absolutely wrong because 50 is greater than b and not equal to b. Thus it is wrong and the output will be false as I have written in front of them. You can do this code by your own and see the outputs also. And similarly, all other operators work. Our next operator is assignment operator, which I have talked before. The work of assignment operator is to assign, or we can say the work of assignment operator is to store the data in the variable. The equal to. The first one is the equal to operator. Equal to, when we use equal to single time, then it works as the assignment operator, and when we use equal to sign two times, then it works as relational operator. This is the thing which you must keep in mind. So equal to directly assigns the data in the variable without doing anything. All the other assignment operators first modify it, then store it in the variable. Like the second one, plus and equal to. It first adds it first adds the thing which we have given to add, and then it store in the variable. And similarly minus equal to, it first subtract then store. Next one is asterisk equal to, it first multiply and then stores the information. Similarly in forward slash equal to, modulus equal to, and power equal to. Let's come to the example of assignment operations, then you will understand it more better. Here I have taken a variable num which contains 10, and the next all the lines are the operations which I have performed on the variable num. The first operation is num equal to num plus 10. That this means that we are adding 10 in the variable num, and num contains 10, which means that we are adding 10 in 10, 10 to 10. So instead of writing num is equals to num plus 10, we just simply write num plus is equals to 10. So instead of writing a long code, assignment operators help us to write a simple code, or a code which looks effective, a code which look more simpler, more better. So it will first add the 10 in the variable num, which means the first it will add 10 to 10, and the output will come 20. The next line is saying num is equals to num minus 10, or we can say num minus equals to 10, which means we are subtracting 10 from 10, and the output will be 10. The output will be 0. The next one is num equals to num asterisk 10, or we can say num asterisk is equals to 10, which means that we are multiplying 10 into num, and num is equals to 10, so it means that we are multiplying 10 into 10, then the output will be 100. These are the work of assignment operator, that we just write just we can write a simpler code instead of a full line. The last one is the logical operators. These operators perform logical operation, and the output of these logical operations are in boolean data type, that is either true or false. There are three logical operators: and, or, not. And there are some things which you should know before doing the logical operations. That the and the AND operator will give the output as true only if both the values are true. If even a single or value will be false, then the AND operator will give the value as false. For example, if you have written true and true, then the output will be true. But if you have written true and false, then the value will false. Or if you have written false and true, then the value will be false. And it is very simple that if you have written false and false, then it is obvious that the output will be false. And in OR, it is the opposite of AND. That is, even if only one value is true, then the output of the OR operator will be true. I hope that you understand. This will be more easier for you to understand if you have learned the truth table before watching this video. If you face any problem, then you can comment on this video, then I will also make a video on the truth table so you can easily understand this concept. Now let's come to the examples of the logical operations. The first example is saying print, and in parenthesis, not false. Huh. The not operator works to give the opposite of whatever it is written in front of not. As here false is written, then the not operator will give the opposite of false. it is the only work of not operator to give the opposite of whatever it is written in front of it. So the first line will give the output true, and in the second line it is written print and in parenthesis not true, which means it will give the output which is opposite of true, that is false. You can do all these codings in your own Python app or your own Python software, so you will learn it more or you will understand it more easily and the concept will be fitted in your mind completely. Only listening will not make you perfect in any of the language you are learning. The next example is the variable a which contains 50 and the variable b which contains 30. And the next line is saying print and in parenthesis not and in bracket not is not and in the bracket after not it is written that a is greater than b. So first we have to solve the smallest bracket which is a relational operation. So you have to check whether a is greater than b or not. A contains 50 and b contains 30, which means it is saying that 50 is greater than 30, which is correct. So the output of a greater than b will be true, as we have learned before that the output of relational operations are in Boolean data type. So a greater than b is equals to true. So now the line becomes print not true, and print not to true will give the opposite of true, which is false. So the main output, or we can say the final output, will be false. The next example is saying the variable val1 contains the true and the variable val2 contains true and the variable val3 contains false. The next line is saying print and in bracket val1 and val val1 is true and val2 is true. So we can say that it is saying true and true, and I have said this before that and give the output true if both the values are true. So the output of the first line will be true, and the last line is saying print and in bracket val1 and val3. Val1 is true and val3 is false. So it is true and false. And I have said before that if even only one value is false, then the AND operator will give the output false, which means that the output of the last line is false. The last example is saying that val1 contains true, val2 contains true, and val3 contains false. The print, the first print function is saying val1 or val2. Val1 is true and val2 is true. So this line is saying that true or true. So the output of true or true is true, as we have learned before. So the output of print val1 or val2 will be true. The next line val2 or val3, which means true or false, will also be true, because I have said this before that if even one value is true, then the OR operator will give the output as true. I hope you have understand it completely, and if you face any of the problem in understanding any operator, then you can tell me. I will make a video of these operators with more examples and more codes. And the best thing is to do is you can practice it by yourself. I will provide a list of some questions on based on operators, so you can solve it and you can try it by yourself. Without it, you can't understand it completely. So try it by yourself, and then if you will face any problem, I am here to solve your problems. Thank you for watching this video.